Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese and I hope that you guys are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you when this video finally reaches you. Today's video, you guys, is one that I'm so excited to share with you because I recently had a reading with a psychic medium, and not only did what came through change my life, but since that reading, she's been mentoring me, and I can't even tell you guys how much it has changed my life for the better in every single way. So I'm gonna open up with you guys what was shared with me, and then I'm gonna tell you guys basically what she's been doing and teaching me that has changed my life so positively. Before we get into today's video though, I would just very quickly like to thank today's video sponsor, Keen. Keen provides you with access to vetted psychics and spiritual advisors who can give you guidance and insight into your relationships, your career, your life, and more. And Keen is one of the most affordable ways to have 24/7 access to a professional psychic advisor. When you sign up, you'll fill out a brief questionnaire which will pair you with a list of recommended psychics based on your wants and needs. There's a great variety of psychic advisors, including mediums to connect with past loved ones, relationship advice, live tarot reading, astrologers, and more. You even get to decide how you'd like to have your reading, whether it's an online chat, an email reading, or over the phone, which is my personal favorite. As a new Keen customer, you'll receive your first 10 minutes for just $1.99, and then pricing after that varies on the advisor of your choice. So make sure you guys click the link down in my description and get your first 10 minutes for just $1.99. And thank you so much to Keen for sponsoring. But without further ado, let's get into the reading that I recently had that truly changed my life, put me back in touch with my spirit guides, law of attraction, manifestation, and has just brought forth such beautiful things into my life. So the very first thing that she told me when I started my reading was that at this point in my life, I am very angel guided. And this wasn't really a shock to me because at that point in time when I was having that reading, I'd been seeing angel numbers left, right, and center. And for those of you who don't know what angel numbers are, it's basically a sequence of repetitive numbers. So 222, 333, 555, 111, etc. And all the different angel number sequences mean different things. I've actually done a video on angel numbers in the past. I'll have it linked down below for you. But I'd been seeing so many angel numbers, but at the same time, I was feeling so lost. Like I was sad and falling into a state of depression and just really not doing well mentally, but yet every time I would look at my phone, angel number, look at my microwave, angel number, pause a YouTube video, angel number. Like it was so consistent that I was like, my angels are trying to reach me. And so when that was the first thing that she said, she immediately had my attention. And then she went into saying that my spirit guides are telling her that I really need this reading. And she said two in particular were coming forward, a male and a female, and that I've seen the female since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, she would present herself with the fairies. Now, I know this sounds absolutely insane, and if you don't believe in this, you're probably going to comment down below that I'm nuts. But for those of you that do, I think you'll find this really interesting. She said to her, and by the way, this woman had no idea who I was. No idea. There was no way she could have watched any of my videos or known who I was whatsoever. And she said that she knows that I'm aware of her, that she's almost like a little pixie or a little fairy. That's how she presents herself. And she has a very youthful persona, and that she really misses the conversations we would have in my head. This is where like people are gonna say that I'm absolutely crazy, but bear with me. And that was a moment that I really started listening, because I used to have conversations in my head with my spirit guides all the time. If you guys have seen my spirit guide video, you know this to be true. So I was really shocked by that. And she basically told me that the two main messages at this point of the reading that my two spirit guides that were coming forward, the male and the female, wanted me to know is that every time I feel like I can't get through something, they're there to give me that push. And that there's a really big door about to open. And the day before I had this reading, I'd basically secured a connection for something very big, and the meeting was pending for a date. So it was really interesting. Those are the first things that she said. Then she literally went through, you guys, every single deceased close loved one to both myself and Tyler, one by one, detailing things that absolutely nobody in the world could have known. Nobody. And the crazy thing was, you would think she knew me, but I know she didn't, because the immediate thing that she said was that it was on my fiance's side. The very first spirit that came through, she goes, it's on your fiance's side. And I hadn't even said I had a boyfriend. Now, we're not engaged by any means, but we're basically like a married couple. The amount of time we've been together, we live together, we spend every minute together. Like, the only thing that is differentiating us from being married is, of course, the ceremony and the certificate. But other than that, we are basically a married couple. And so it was interesting that that's how that was presented to her, was that we were already basically together in that sense. I literally said to myself, I was like, is she spilling the beans? Like, has he got something up his sleeve? But the very first person who came through was someone on Tyler's side of the family. And the things that she detailed, not only the way that he passed, but what he passed of and what he was dealing with. And I'm not going to tell you guys that because that's not my business to share. But I was just mind blown. And the very next person she went into was my dad's mom, who passed. And the first thing she said was, your dad needs to know that she heard his goodbye. And for those of you who don't know, my dad lives in another province, and he was flying back when she passed away. And he felt it in his heart. He was flying on the plane, and he felt it, and he said goodbye to her in the plane bathroom. And then come to landing, found out that she'd passed. And for her to say that he needs to know she heard the goodbye and that she wouldn't have wanted him to be there during her passing, my dad already knew that, but it was just such validation. And then she says to me, who was the person who you didn't get to say goodbye to? And that was my grandpa. And she goes, it's a male figure, it's your grandfather, right? And I said, yes. And she goes, on your mom's side though? And I'm like, yes. She goes, he jumped to the other side of the room and said, I'm not with that side, I'm on the other side. And he came through and just said how proud he is of me and how much he loves me and that he's with me all the time. And even eerier, he said to tell my mom he's been trying to show her that he's been with her too by messing with the lights. And I came to find out that their light sensors in their hallway have been going off randomly. So at this point, she obviously had my attention. I was invested, and I was honestly mind blown. I couldn't believe it at all. After I got off the phone, and there's so much more I'm going to tell you guys, but after I got off the phone, I called my friend Jerica. Well, after I called my mom and Grams and all of them, I called my friend Jerica, and she couldn't even believe it. Like, the things that, there was nothing that this woman said that she was wrong about. Nothing. Even when it came to the individual who died on Tyler's side of the family, she listed a few names that we weren't aware of, but she wasn't like, do you think it's this? She was like, oh, okay, maybe that's not something that you know, but that's someone that he resonates with. And it was such surety. I've never, ever, ever in my life had a reading that every single thing was right down to like specific details. So then she started to tell me that my spirit guides say that I've been going through things lately and that I've been feeling low, and I wake up with all the optimism in the world, and by the afternoon I'm starting to feel saddened by the state of the world, things going on, everything. And she had a question for me that really, I really wanted to share with you guys today. And actually the rest of this message is what I really want you guys to take from this. And she said to me, I want you to think about where your spiritual dips and emotional dips are in your day. I want you to think about your days and ask yourself, when does it change for you? Is it a comment someone makes? Is it seeing a family member? Is it doing something for work? Like, what is it for you that triggers you, that causes you to go from being on cloud 9 to as low as you could feel? And that specific day, I'd had an encounter where I went to Costco. And this is going to sound so silly to you guys, but the things that weigh heavy on me, to other people they seem so light, but to me it's like, it really weighs on me. I went to Costco, and we went first thing in the morning because we had other things to do that day. And right at the front of Costco, for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic, I saw Lysol wipes, like a box of Lysol wipes. And they were pretty low down. It was like, I think we got there at 9:30, Costco opened at 9, so it was like the last of the bunch. And so I grabbed some for my cart, my mom and Jeremy grabbed some for their cart, and we were all kind of going through the store. And as we're up by the freezer section, a man and a woman, they're elderly, come up to me all excited asking where I got those. And in my heart, I knew that they weren't gonna find them. I figured I'd been there for like 15, 20 minutes. There was only a few left. I highly doubted there was gonna be any left. And I said, you know, by the front of the store, but I'm not sure how many are left. And they were so appreciative. And as they walked away, my spirit dropped because I felt like I should have given them mine. Like, why was I telling them to go find what I knew wasn't there when I could have just given from mine? But if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you guys would know that I am very immunocompromised. I only have 1.5 lungs. And Lysol wipes are something that we've incorporated into our life prior to everything going on in the world. We were always sanitizing and cleaning things up, especially during cold and flu season. So that's why I didn't initially offer them up. But for the whole rest of the day and for the days following, I just kept thinking about my grandpa and how I would have hoped that somebody would have given him the Lysol wipes if he'd have been alive right now, etc. And so when I told her this, she told me something that will forever stay with me, something that I should have already known to do, but in that moment I wanted to physically give and I didn't think about spiritually giving. And she said, you know what you do in a situation like that where you don't have it in you to physically give. And metaphorically speaking to you guys, it doesn't mean Lysol wipes. It means maybe you want to give to someone financially, but you don't have the bank account to do so right now. Or, you know, you want to be there for someone, but your own mental health has to be put first. You can lovingly and spiritually give from yourself. And so what she advised me to do was to say a little prayer or just put and emit the energy towards them saying they're going to find their Lysol wipes. And really believe it when you do it. It's not enough to just say things, you have to believe it. And she told me that I'm too empathetic and that throughout my days I let every exterior thing, every exterior force break down my soul when I should be using my soul to build others up even if I feel as though I can't. If somebody leaves a hate comment or tells me everything I'm doing wrong or criticizes me in a negative way that's hurtful, instead of letting that get to me, I should send them back love because sometimes that's all that people need. And it's crazy because these are all things that I've known, but when you hear it from somebody else, it's like, it really just makes so much more sense. And so I finished that reading with her mainly off of the high of knowing that my spirit guides want me to get back to who I was before I started letting the world hurt me. And I started pulling in all the energy in the world right now that's sad, scared, negative, all that. I was absorbing it. And it's okay to feel it. You have to feel it in order to do something about it. But I can't take it on as my own. I have to get it out. And I'm sure there's somebody watching this video right now who needs to hear this too. So I ended up actually deciding to do once a week mentoring sessions with her, and I still am. And it has been such a blessing to my life, you guys, like such a blessing. Just to be able to be honest about my feelings and communicate with somebody who understands what I go through spiritually, psychically, emotionally, just everything that I go through, and to be able to share wisdom back and forth. And it's been so healing, and it's really, really brought me back to law of attraction. And the biggest thing that she's told me to do that has been changing everything is to every moment of every day believe that the universe is working for my greater good. Believe that better days are coming for me, that better things are coming for me, that there's light at the end of every tunnel. And every day I've been implementing that, and my life has been changing dramatically. It's no secret, we've talked about it on my channel, and it's been told to me that there's people putting bad mojo on me, and I'm with love sending it back. Because I don't want that negativity, and it's not mine to carry. It's what others have put onto me, and it happens to a lot of people. You don't have to be a YouTuber for someone to put negativity on you. People do it all the time. There's so many negative emotions that people can simply feel towards you that manifest things into your life, and you have to, with love, send it back. It's not yours to take on. So basically, I had a reading and I spoke to my loved ones, and I know there's going to be people who say that I wear a cross on my neck and I believe in God. How could I possibly dabble in the occult? And personally for me, I believe that she has a gift from God, because nothing of what she said was any bit evil. It was all for healing and loving purposes. And I will always have a relationship with her because she's changed my life. And she even knew things about my stepdad and his back surgery and how he just found a new doctor and just had a new back surgery and how none of the other ones have worked. Like things that I've never even spoken about with people, she knew. From my spirit guides, my ancestors, my grandpa. She even knew, you guys, that my mom had lost a baby before me. And she said that that baby's always around my mom and I. And that it was a little boy. And the craziest thing is, my mom lost the baby before me and my twin, but she lost the baby before me. And she always felt like it was going to be a boy. But she lost the baby before she could find out the sex of the baby. And we always knew that my twin was around, but it was so beautiful to hear that not only is my twin around, but that baby boy is too. So it was insane, and I wanted to share it with you guys because even though some people think that I'm kooky and that I shouldn't associate with those who talk to the other side, etc., it's something that I've done and felt my entire life, and I believe in it, and I don't believe that it's inherently evil. So that's my experience. I just want to remind you guys and anybody watching this that it's okay to be feeling low. It's okay to get down on yourself and your luck, but it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of those things. What's important is what you choose to do. So next time you feel heartbroken or you feel like you could have done more for somebody, send it out with love. Say a prayer for a stranger. You never know what that could be doing for them. Because at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all going through life together, and you never know what your energy could do for somebody else. So yeah, that's it for today's video. With that being said, I would once again like to thank today's video sponsor, Keen. As I told you guys, as a new Keen customer, you'll get your first 10 minutes for $1.99 if you go ahead and click that link down below at the top of my description. Thank you so much to Keen for sponsoring. And with that being said, that is it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would absolutely love more than anything for you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.